And it's not that I'm just like, life should just all be fun. Life should just all be, you know, just this ball of great energy all the time. Because I know that we are here looking for a human experience. So that includes like all kinds of feelings, um, all kinds of everything, right? But the fun that I'm talking about is unconditional love, right? Unconditional joy, even if things are tough, even if things are, not so funny, and they are harder than you expected. That person could be there for you, for you both to lay your heads on each other's shoulders, not just my head is for your shoulder, or your head is for, what I'm saying, like it's both, right? And this is what I define as a healthy relationship. You have two people that are holding hands, right? You're holding hands, and but I have my path and you have yours. We both support each other, and we both grow together, right? Because we both on a path together, but we are all on separate paths also, right? So I was met with, no, that's not it. That's not what we're doing. No. Because how dare me demand equality, right? And when people say equality, well, you women wanted equality. You don't even know what equality is, right? You don't know what equality is. Equality is when things are on a scale and it's not teeter-tottering in favor of, right? Yes, everyone has their strengths. Everyone has their things that they have to work on, right? But what it is that with a woman, she's able to be a woman, right? Not be a woman when you want her to be a woman. Be a woman just because she is a woman. What do I mean by that? She is safe, right? She's safe to be in her feminine energy. She's safe to be in her feminine realm, in her thing, what she likes to do, right? Because not every woman, not every woman wants to cook. Not every woman wants to clean. Not every woman is good at those things. That is not a woman's job, is what I'm saying. Okay. Now I cook. I cook. I like to cook. I like to bake, whatever. But that's not every woman, right? Some women are great at business. Some women have an eye for real estate. Some women have an eye for art, for whatever it is, right? But also on the man side, right? In their masculine, they, a lot of them are great at building or, whatever they're doing, right? Some of them are great at cars. Some of them are great at, whatever. But not every man loves cars. Not every man loves building a house. Not every man loves being a plumber. You know what I'm saying? Some women love the um the aspects of being a mechanic, right? Some women love that. So in in looking at gender roles, right? It's so much it's so much more than what are you doing. It's so much more than that. It's how are you being, okay? Within the feminine energy, there is creativity. Within the feminine energy, there is, you need to rest. you need to you need to rest. You need to be. You need to exert yourself as far as stretching and you know being creative, right? Sensual, sensuality, sexuality, all of those things make up the feminine being, right? The feminine energy, okay? And that's not to say that men are not sexual beings, men are not sensual beings, because they have feminine energy in them as well. So feminine and masculine do not have a gender, right? Masculine energy is the doing, right? So for women who are innately feminine, right? When they are in their masculine, way too much, they are in survival mode. This is the woman that you see that's got 8,000 bags of groceries on her arms, taking them in the house because she just wants to make one trip because that's all she got. Okay? But healthy masculine energy can start to make us feel safe. It doesn't start outside of ourselves. It's within. It's within that matters. So my masculine had to heal. I had to heal my father wound, mother wound, right? Which I'm still healing because she's still alive and she's not changing. At least she don't want to right now, And it's just a thing, right? I have to set my boundaries. That comes from the feminine. I got to set my boundaries. I have had the worst boundaries known to man. Like, these have been some flimsy ass boundaries. Like, people are like, oh yeah, you coming over? Oh yeah, uh-huh. I got 3 children. This person has no children whatsoever, talking about, whatever. I think, okay, so I'll tell you this funny story. Well, I don't know if it's that funny, but I had this friend when I went to church, right? When I was going to church. And she had, I think she had 1 baby at the time, I think. And I had the 2, and I was pregnant with my 3rd baby, right? I was already having a hard time. And her house was probably about 40 minutes away from me, right? So she was expecting me to drive over to her, right? So I would, I would be like, okay, yeah, no problem, blah, 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 whatever. And so there was one day when I snapped. I had this big old belly, right? I had this baby. I think I had either 1 or 2 babies, right? And she was just like, are you going to come over, blah, 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 whatever. And I said, you know what, honey? I'm not doing it. I'm tired. I've been driving over your house. You haven't even come to my house. I've driven over to your house and I can't do it no more, Oh, okay. And it's like, as a woman, as a woman, like, do you not realize that pregnancy actually takes a toll on your body? You know, and you're driving and all this other stuff. You're supposed to be resting. I'm supposed to be resting, you know, and my body was telling me, honey, shit, you better go sit down somewhere. I'm not driving nowhere else, you know. And I think it wasn't until that point to where I put my foot down. I was like, fuck that, you know. But after that, you know, the boundaries went flimsy again, you know. And this goes for anybody in the family, you know, whatever. I'm calling people to check on people. And I'm thinking I'm the glue. You know what I'm saying? I'm the glue. I'm the one who needs to check up on people and, you know, whatever it is. And it's like, after a while, when do people check on me? And I had to step back. I had to step back and say, you know what? I'm done, right? The only ones I actually, you know, kept calling was the ones who actually called me, right? Who actually called me back. And that was a few. And during the process of my divorce, I had women, and I had 2 men to check up on me. And I appreciated that a lot because, you know what, there were times when I just was run down, like times when I was just emotionally tired, times when I was just like, you know what, maybe I should just be like, you know what, take me back, you know, so I can just go lay in my bed again. And they helped me to stand my ground, you know, because it wasn't that they were encouraging me to get a divorce. That wasn't it. They were encouraging me to go after what it was that I wanted. What it was that I wanted. What do I want? Because you know what? To have somebody say to you, because you want to have your own business, because you want to have something of your own, your name out there, that, oh, that means that everything needs to be separated and we don't need to be together. And you know what? Contrary to popular belief, that brother initiated this process because of that. Because I was like, you know what? I just feel like I want to get my name out there. You know, I just want to get my name out there. That's all. Because I want to be able to make my own business again. You know, I mean, and it not be tied to a family because, you know, I still don't have an identity. I lost my identity way back when. And to have that person say, you know, you wanted your separate account, even though they had a separate account. You wanted your separate account, you know, so that means that all the money is separated, right? But yet and still, my money still goes into the joint account, paying the bills, right? And then I have to communicate with this person so that they would pay their own personal bills, which is a form of control. Yes, it is. It's a form of control. Because even though you don't want to talk to this person ever again on a personal level between you and that person, for some reason, they're holding on. And you're like, can I get out of this web, please? You know, I know that we have children. And yeah, you're going to have some kind of communication. But it don't have to be face-to-face. It don't have to be talking on the phone. It don't have to be none of that. It can be, I'm dropping the children off here. I'm dropping the children off, you know, at this point, at this time or whatever. be there, blah, 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 whatever, or you can come pick them up, blah, blah, blah. That's all it needs to be. Or if some, in case of emergency, of course, whatever. But other than that, I don't want anything to do with that guy again. I don't want it. I don't want it. And you know what? I don't care what anybody says anymore. Because you know what? There are a lot of people who have a lot of opinions about some shit that they don't even understand. You don't know the details of anybody's life. You don't know the details of anybody's relationship. You don't know the details of what goes on behind closed doors. All people see is the laughter and the smiles. That's all they see. Because that's all you give them. Sure, at a party, I'm going to be having fun, right? But it took a long time for that fun to come about again, right? At a family reunion, the cookout, right? People are looking at me like, why is she so stuck up? You could be you could be saying a lot of stuff about somebody you don't even know to have about what's going on in their motherfucking life. You don't know the pep talk I got before we rode up to this place. Now make sure you're not showing out. Make sure you're not being too friendly. Don't be locking eyes on people. Don't make no eye contact with these guys, with my cousins, right? Don't. Okay? Because you like attention. So, and you know what? And don't make it seem like I'm like I'm the bad guy. Don't make it look like that. See, now you're going on, and now everybody's going to look at me like I did something to you. No more. No more. And you know what? For all of you who are going through that right now, I love you. I love you. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard to leave. I know it's hard to make that decision. I know it's hard because you know what? Even in the process of taking your power back, you're still going to have that guilt there to say, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Maybe I could just endure it for a little bit longer. Maybe it'll get better. But I know it's not going to get better, but I don't want to be blamed. I don't want my children to blame me. I don't want anybody else to blame me. You know what? I see you. I see you. And I love you. I love you. And you know what? For all of you that have never gone through this, that are looking on it from the outside in, and you're like, oh, that's a bunch of bullshit. You're bullshit. You are fucking bullshit. And how dare you tell anybody that just because they don't have a bruise on their arm, they don't have a black eye, a broken nose, that they're not being abused or manipulated, which is abuse. That ain't nothing going on, that you could endure that. Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't give a damn no more. You know what? This is helping me to come all the way out. Come all the way out. So how dare you judge when you don't even fucking know? You know what? What I hope is that you experience it. And you know what? In that moment, as you're down and out, I would be the one to help you pick you up. I would be the one to help pick you up. And out of that terror, out of that hell. And you know what? It doesn't matter whether it's woman or man. I would be there for you. Because I don't wish manipulation and all this other stuff on anybody. I don't. I promise I don't. But you know what? Sometimes people got to go through it so they can put themselves in somebody else's shoes physically. Yeah. Yeah. So, all of you that like to judge people's situations, you better watch out. You better watch out. And for those of you who say, well, I'm too strong for that. Ain't nobody blah, 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 blah. And you better not let, you know what? Not everybody is at the stage that you are, honey. Not everybody is. And how dare you judge anybody's journey? How dare you judge anybody's path? Because you know what? This is the path I had to go on. I know it. And though I went through some shit, I don't regret it at all, because you know what? I chose it. I chose this. And it's okay. It's okay. I chose it. But I learned. That was the point. I learned. And I'm here to encourage. That's the point. I'm here to encourage now. I'm here to flourish now. I'm here to help others release that. I'm not here to say, get a divorce, girl. I'm not. That's not what I'm here to do. But for those who have the courage enough, for those who have the call enough to say, enough is enough. Now, you don't have to be in a marriage, right? You don't have to be in a relationship. You are all in relationships, right? Whether it be with your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your cousins, your friends. These are all relationships. A lot of times you don't even know that you're being abused emotionally. There are some emotional bullies. I'm going to tell you what. And they don't even have to be your husband. They don't even have to be your wife. But they're abusing you emotionally. And you know it. You just don't want to feel weak. You don't want to be looked at as some chump or something. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. And maybe you need to learn what your block button is. Maybe you need to learn what your, do not disturb is, on your phone. Yeah. Because this is all a part of self-care too. It's one thing that I am getting on track with, and it starts within. It don't start with washing your face. Contrary to popular belief, self-love and self-care does not start with fucking washing your face. It starts within. How you see yourself. That doubt you got, that's part of that. Because anybody could tell me I'm beautiful. Anybody. And if I don't believe it, that's like words in the wind. It don't matter. It don't matter. So, as I close, I am down here and I am back to doing my walks, because you know what? That's a great way for me to get rid of some things, right? And also to take in some things, take in nature and ground myself, But I will be coming back soon to share more of my feelings. And please leave a comment, telling me what your experience is, because you know what? I'm going to tell you what. When I have conversations with women or men, right? If you are unable to tell me outright what's going on between you and your partner or whatever, as far as how it is or whatever, and you have to whisper, then I wonder what's really going on, you know? Now, I'm not saying that, everybody should be in your business, because, not everybody wants, not everybody wants somebody who they don't know in their business. I understand. But if you are like really hunched over, like, and I see it in your face, like, I already know. I already know. But until then, until the next time, I want you all to be encouraged. You are special. You are love. You are light. You are even the dark. And it's okay. So let me know how you're doing. Those who are divorced, what are your feelings about divorce? What are your feelings about whatever it is, Because you know what? The thing is, divorce doesn't always have to be messy, Divorce doesn't always have to be, punching and kicking and, I'm going to sue you and also this. It doesn't have to be that. I didn't even go to trial. I didn't have to go to trial. 2 months took me. So, like I said, I'm not encouraging divorce, but I'm saying that just know that it's always an option. And within other relationships, you don't have to communicate with anybody anymore if you don't want to. If they are running over your boundaries, if you have set them, and they run over your boundaries, it might be time to block somebody. It might be time to say goodbye. Even just for a little while, till they learn the lesson. And even then, keep them at arm's length. And keep your circle tight. Okay, I'll be back. I love you all. And, whether it's negative, positive energy that comes up in my comments, I invite it all. Because I know how to alchemize things too. So, you all have a great day. And just shed your light. Share your light with somebody, right? Walk around. You are light. You are dark too, like I said. And y'all take care. Peace.